All right, this is Dan Meehan for Fight News Australia, and today we have Saeid the Phantom Fatahifar, who fights Kevin Jousset this Friday at Eternal MMA 59. Saeid, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
All right, thanks for stopping by. First off, can you tell us a little bit about the background of the Phantom nickname? What's the story behind that?
The Phantom is just no, I used to train with the Australian top team back in the day, and that's what they used to call me. So that's just something that I'll try to delete that because Anyway, but it's all good.
Yeah, no worries. Okay,
I don't mind someone calling me the Phantom.
Yeah. Well, I apologise for opening with that then. But obviously, you're from an Iranian background where you competed in judo. When did you make the move down to Australia?
I came to Australia for about eight years ago, and as you said, my background is judo and wrestling. And when I came to Australia, I tried a different sport when I was in Iran. And when I came here, I just started to be honest, I came to Australia to do this sport because we weren't allowed to do MMA in my country. There wasn't any shows, anything, any federation or anything that do the show. And so me and my mate Mohammed Alavi, I don't know if you know his name or not. He's a featherweight, XFC and Superfight champion right now, and his record is 6-0. We came together on this journey, and we've been training so hard to get what we want from this. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So you've been out of the ring now since December 19 when you reeled off a third TKO in boxing. Does boxing figure in your future plans at all, or is it just more to keep busy at this stage?
To be honest, I love boxing more than MMA. and I reckon I'm pretty good at boxing too. I've been training with one of the best coaches in the world, I think. His name is Addis. He came to Australia at Olympic 2000, and he stayed here. He's been training since he was 6 years old. He's been doing boxing. He's a very good coach, to be honest. And I found this guy and I started training with him. And he anything, to be honest, anything I have right now, it's the skills of my boxing is because of him. Without him, I wouldn't throw one proper punch. Do you know what I mean? And and after him, I found Henry Prez. He was Robert Whittaker. His old coach. He's not coaching Robert anymore. But when Robert was fighting Romero for the first time, we went to the gym. We used to train all together, and that was I think 3 years ago, if I'm right. I'm not sure. 3 years ago, I started doing my MMA with Henry, and my wrestling. I got back to wrestling again with one of my best friend. His name is Max. He competes for Australia, and he's competing for Commonwealth Games next year, I think. And so these are my coaches right now. And sorry, I forgot, what was your question? I don't know how
The
to get
question
to
was,
this.
is boxing sort of part of your future plans, or are you
Oh yeah,
looking to pursue
yeah.
MMA?
I'll probably do boxing. I'll probably do boxing in the future too, because boxing, um, you got more time. Like you, to be honest, I'm 31 now, and I reckon for boxing I have more time to train and compete. What for MMA, it depends. It depends on the injuries you get, and as I said, my dream is to become world champion of MMA and boxing. This is my dream. So this is one of the reasons that I'm still doing boxing too. And I want to compete. I want to do. I'm gonna go for another fight after this fight. I'm gonna go for another boxing fight, and yeah, I can't wait for it.
Brilliant. Yeah, so speaking of MMA, you've been inactive in that sport since July 2019. You've had a couple of fight cancellations in that, since then.
Yeah,
How frustrating was 2020, and how good does it feel to be getting back to work?
to be honest, it was so frustrating because since December 2020, so that was my first fight for Super Fight Australian title. He got cancelled with Andrew Mills. Apparently, he got back injury, and after that, we tried to get another fight. We were keep trying, and finally someone said, "Okay, Jack Della is there. You're gonna fight Jack Della." I said, "Okay, I'm happy to take that fight. He's a good opponent. He got very good records, and I was just waiting for that fight, and I was very excited for it. I've been training really, really hard for that fight, and 3 times in a row, like every 6 weeks, 8 weeks, they were like, "Okay, he got injury. The fight got cancelled. We're supposed to fight in Perth the first time. It got cancelled. They said, "Okay, we're gonna do it in Gold Coast." I just started preparing for the fight again, and it got cancelled again. And they said, "Okay, we're gonna do it in Adelaide 4 weeks later." And I said, "Okay, not a problem. Just please make sure the fight is on." Because I've been just keep training, and doing doing nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like training for nothing. It's very frustrating. I don't know how to explain the feelings for someone who, like, this is my job. Like, I don't work. I've been just focused on training, and 2 times a day, sometimes 3 times a day, and yeah. So the last time we supposed to fight at I think it was Melbourne, like today, not this Friday. Supposed to fight, but they said, "Okay, Jack Della, he's not fighting," and they got another opponent for me. I just said, "Okay, just get someone, please. I'm I'm just over it. And finally, someone just taking this fight. And as I said, I've been preparing for a fight since last December, and I'm not excited about this fight, but I'm ready. You know what I mean? I'm not ready. Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. And as you mentioned, the 2 cancellations with a trilogy with Andrew Mills and a fight with Eternal welterweight champion Jack Della. Are they fights that are sort of on your radar in the future, or are you just moving on from then, just happy to keep busy?
No, I'm moving on. I'm not gonna stop. As I said, I left my family and friends, my home, for this. You know what I mean? So I don't think anything can stop me.
Yeah.
Till the day I am able to train and just keep moving forward.
Yep. And you're making your Eternal MMA debut on Friday. Obviously, Eternal features on UFC Fight Pass. Is the UFC or the other big promotions a goal for you in MMA? Obviously, you're 31 years old now. You're in your prime, so.
As I said, MMA is more about if you don't get injured during the fight, I got another 5-6 years to train and fight. Do you know what I mean? In my opinion, because my body is healthy, everything is good about it, and I'm able to train with like all the young fighters. When I see myself, I'm like, okay, age is just a number. So yeah, I'm just keep doing what I have to do.
Yeah, all right. And this Friday, your opponent is, as we mentioned off the top, is Kevin Jousset. He's a judo practitioner, just like yourself. How do you feel you match up with Kevin?
Kevin, I've seen his fight. What I see is he's from one of the best gym in the world, and he trains with all the champions. He trains with Israel and Sonia and all like the gym mates. There is so many UFC fighters at that gym, and but at the end, it's more about him. You know what I mean? It's more about what he wants and how hard he wants. And the level of my skills, I think, is too different with him. And I'm very comfortable with this fight. And as I said to my manager, Reese, just get someone for me. Just please find someone for me. I can't train and not fighting anymore. You know what I mean? So yeah, as I said, I'm very comfortable with this fight, and I did what I have to do, and I'm ready to go ahead with this fight on Friday. And I'm pretty sure about the result too. So yeah.
Do you feel like after close to 2 years off that ring rust will be a factor, or do you feel like all the training that you've been doing, as you say, since December last year, will be enough rounds to keep you sharp?
No, as I said, I've been training really hard. I spot with good fighters, and as I said, there is like I'm not really worried about this fight, and I don't think about 3 rounds, 5 rounds. I was preparing for 5 rounds fight. You know what I mean? So 3 rounds, it's just for me. After, as you said, after 2 years, for me 3 rounds better. I'm pretty sure that I can make a better performance in 3 rounds fight than 5 rounds. And yeah.
And looking in the crystal ball, when you sort of visualize the fight, how do you see yourself getting your hand raised on Friday night?
I don't want to talk too much, but I'd rather to keep this to myself, and all the fans, whoever wants to see the fight, they can watch the fight, and I promise them that they see a good performance. That's all I can promise.
Yeah, brilliant. Well played there. That's good. Before I let you go, have you got any sponsors or anyone you'd like to shout out? I'll hand over to you.
No, I haven't got any sponsor.
Okay, no worries at all. Well, Saeid, thank you so much for stopping by, and all the best at
Thank you
Eternal
then.
MMA 59.
Thanks, mate. Thank you for your time.